Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
No, little Finny, you're ready. Okay. All right. And Granny, go. So you're telling about being out for the day and then walking home.
Yes.
Yes, they're ready. They're ready for you.
Yes, with a little sit down. Oh, well. Once upon a time, there was a little girl, and they called her Charlotte Boyd. And she came from a big family. There was a whole lot. There was 10 in the family. But baby Thomas had gone to heaven when he was 1 year and 10 months. And then there was 2 other brothers died too later on during the war. Anyhow, Charlotte grew up and she wanted to go to the mission field. And she wondered, well, I must be a nurse. I must do some nursing if I'm going to the mission field. So I applied to the nursing and I got in. And then I had to get on the 5 o'clock bus this night to go out to the hospital. And here, your papa was in the same church as I was in. And he came along and he said, I heard you're going to the nursing, is that right? I said, yes. He says, can I leave you to the bus? So I was really surprised. This nice guy, Kenneth Elliott, wants to leave me to the bus. So, of course, I said, all right. So he left me to the bus, and then he kept coming out every few nights to see me at the hospital. And that's how your papa and I fell in love. And then, of course, we got married 4 years later. And I think I told you about going out with him, and one day the Lord said to me,
that's right, yes.
I did tell you that wee bit of a story. Anyhow, what I was going to tell about. Anyhow, there was one day, Papa
had lost his job.
Papa had a job. He was sworn to secrecy.
You told them that one?
Yes, but not much of it. On guided missiles. And of course, he decided that he couldn't work at that anymore because guided missiles were killing people. And he was a Christian, so he didn't want to have anything to do with guided missiles. So he said to me one day, I think I'll have to leave my work. So I said, why? So he told me. So he gave in his notice in work, and his boss was very upset. But after 1 week, he left his work. Just 1 week's wages. And we didn't have any money saved up because we had just bought a house. And we did. But God had told Uncle Kenneth, I can't see that, can't read it. God had told Uncle Kenneth to leave his work because of what he was doing, and he did what God told him. Now, you know, he was home quite a while. But there was one day we were in Belfast. I don't know what we were doing. And Ruth was just a little baby over 1 year old in the pram. Your Auntie Ruth, can you believe that? She was only a wee tiny girl.
Nana, the others.
And she was in the pram and we were walking home. And there was a bookshop we were passing. And I looked into the window. And what did I see? There was a verse in the window. Fear not, for I am with thee. And I turned round to Uncle Ken and I said, Uncle Ken, I said, do you see what's there? Fear not, for I am with thee. He said, I did see it. Because we hadn't got any bread in the house. We had no milk in the house. We had no tea in the house. We hadn't 1 penny in the house. And we were walking home. Anyhow, when we got home, I went straight into the house and I took off my hat and coat and I put on the kettle. And do you know what happened, children? The post came through the letterbox. Over in Ireland, they put the post comes in the morning and the afternoon, and they just put the envelope, and the post came in. And when we tore it open, do you know what was in it? The letter. There was nobody's name on it. There was no letter in it. It was just an envelope. And do you know what it said in the envelope? From the Lord. And there was £7 in it. Now, £7 was a lot of money in those days. And that was just how the Lord provided for us all those months while he was at home. And you know, sometimes you'd wonder, Lord, God, why are you doing this in us that we have to do this? But the Lord was teaching us and training us to trust him. You mustn't tell anybody else. You must just trust me. And all those months that he was at home, for 3 months, we learned that God could supply all our need. We didn't have to ask anybody for a penny or a cent or a loaf of bread, nothing. We proved. And then after that, Papa, he did get a job. And he went back to work then in another place. And we were there then about 18 months before we came to South Africa. So the Lord had trained us to come to South Africa and to trust him. Do you know how many years it is, boys and girls? It's 60 into the 63rd year since we came out here. And I'm going to tell you, God has never failed us. If he wants you to do something for you, he'll supply the need. You don't need to keep asking him, hey, you know the way we ask your mommy and daddy, hey, daddy, hey, mommy. But you don't do that with God. He remembers. He never, never forgets. Yes. So that's my wee story for tonight. Any questions?
That was good.
What did David say?
Did you guys got any questions?
No questions. Nice story, Granny.
Finny he said nice story.
Oh, nice story.
Finny, do you have a question? Is that why you came up to the front? No, I'm teasing.
And who's that? Oh, is that Anshin?
That's Anshin, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Anshin. So that's my wee story for tonight. And it's a true story.
Is it cold in Pretoria too, Anshin?
Freezing. It's not in the night time, but in the morning is colder than the night. Morning and in the night time, yes. Just once the sun goes down.
Okay, yeah, it's cold here tonight.
Yes.
But it was also cold during the day. That's the joy of Cape Town. We don't have nice warm days like Gauteng.
No,
Yes.
it's lucky warm today, lucky and sunny.
Oh, lovely. Oh, good. Okay.
So,
Is that no questions?
All right, well, good. Thanks, Mum.
What's that?
I say thanks, that was good.
Thank you.
Anshin's asking, how are you doing, Mummy?
yes, I'm fine. Thanks, Anshin. Yes.
Right.
Yes, every day is a new day, but I'll be glad to get back to the press because I'm sick looking at all these walls inside. Yes, so I hope the press will open next week, maybe. Yes.
Or the next week. Or the next week.
Oh, well, we'll see.
Well, lovely to see you all.
Yes.
Yes, thanks very much again.
And
Yeah.
what did he say?
Yes, thanks for organizing, Justin. Good boy.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
good.
Who's there, Mary? Is that Daniel and Caleb? Or is it Mary and Robin? Or is it the whole family?
Where?
Mary's there. Somebody's there.
Well, we can say, I can tell you, children, that God is good and he always keeps his word.
That's right.
He's not like some children or some grown-ups tell little lies. They think it's only a wee tiny lie. But a lie is a lie. But God never, 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 never tells us a lie. Everything he says is fact and truth. Yeah.
That's right.
So,
Okay. Well, night,
night,
all.
night, and I hope you all have a good sleep. Slap lekker.
Yes, thank you. And you guys too.
Did you?
All the best, guys.
Night, night.
Night, night, everybody.
Did you?